It remains the defining moment of this year. February's earthquake, which devastated Christchurch and killed 182 people. Well, the past few days have been an unwelcome reminder of what the city and wider Canterbury region has endured over the past year. Tonight, Lisa Davies looks back, but also looks forward at where Christchurch is now heading.
They're images you've seen countless times now. But each time, the impact of the moment the February quake struck remains undiminished. It's 10 months now since 182 people lost their lives in buildings that failed so catastrophically.
I'm alive, that's a nice thing. I was on the ground floor when the building came down. I don't know how I got down.
The quest for answers continues. In late March, the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority was launched, a sign the city was moving from civil emergency to recovery mode.
These are extraordinary powers for extraordinary times.
In May, the first of the inquests began into the deaths of those who could not be identified following the collapse of the CTV building.
I guess it just confirmed that they were there.
But there was more trauma to come, as two big quakes struck back-to-back on the 13th of June.
That was freaky.
Liquefaction seeping back into the lives of those who thought they'd put it behind them.
Soul-destroying and hard work.
More homes were lost in June, some to the cliffs over Sumner.
Sort of feel homeless in a way, you know.
That month, the first of the red zones was announced. Over 5,000 properties in the east of the city written off.
I don't think we're going to be winners, but nothing much we can do about it, is there?
The city is still a jigsaw of land zones. 180,000 are in the green zone. That means they can stay put or rebuild. 6,540 in the red zone. But there are 3,000 still in limbo in the white zone and orange zones awaiting assessment. The Canterbury Earthquake Royal Commission began public hearings in mid-October to investigate why buildings like the PGC high-rise failed, taking 18 lives. Helen Guiney was trapped there for 21 hours.
I was not aware at that stage that the whole building had collapsed.
The Commission will address the collapse of the CTV building early next year. 115 people lost their lives when it pancaked and caught fire. Since that day in February, the central city has been cordoned off for the demolition of over 1,200 buildings. 898 have already been torn down. But some of the CBD has been reclaimed, with bus tours through its broken streets.
It was sad. They stopped outside the CTV building and cried.
People queued for limited access to the square and the remains of the cathedral.
It actually hit me as soon as I walked in, and it's just sad.
And Restart in Cashel Mall, the first bastion of city life to be clawed back. Go! By Christchurch people determined to put the hardest of years behind them. Lisa Davies, One News.